This is our nephew Josh, and we're going to make his birthday cake today. What kind of cake should we make for you?
I feel called by white chocolate raspberry cheesecake.
Why don't you just go ahead and stick with the script?
So the actual birthday cake that you've chosen?
Tennessee stack cake.
Sounds delicious. None of us have ever eaten it or made it.
It looks like pancakes.
It does, kind of.
I hope it tastes like pancakes. I like pancakes.
Why don't we just make pancakes?
All right, let's stick with the apple cinnamon Tennessee stack cake that he has chosen.
Okay.
This has a lot of ingredients to make just two simple parts: thin cake layers and an apple filling that will soak into the cake layers and make it tender.
I hope it tastes filling.
Oh my gosh.
Y'all seem to have this under control, so I'm gonna leave.
Oh boy. So you're gonna help me make your own birthday cake.
That's the plan.
All right, let's do it. Well, Tennessee stack cake starts with dried apples that we're going to reconstitute with water. This is 25 ounces of dried apples. We're gonna put them in this pan, boil them with some water.
Yay! So if we're rehydrating dried apples, why don't we use apples?
Well, these will have more flavor because they've been concentrated with their flavor in the drying process. Those look different. That's enough. So these are real sticky, gummy, dried apples. We're just going to cover them with water and simmer them until they're soft.
I mean, it is the simmer time.
Wow.
June.
We need more water.
Oh.
Once we've boiled these for about 10 minutes and they're reconstituted, we will strain them and let them cool a little bit.
Okay.
So the recipe I have for this cake calls for a 9-inch cake round, but I have 8 and 10-inch, so we're going to scale this recipe. I figure more birthday cake is better than less birthday cake, so we're going with a 10-inch round, but that means that we need to scale it up. Done a little math, the difference in the area between a 9-inch round and a 10-inch round, and I've even scaled it up there so we have a few more layers.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
So we are making 1.5 times the regular recipe.
Wow, that's a lot of cake.
It is a lot of cake. It's gonna be delicious, we hope.
That's the plan.
This cake is constructed by making very thin circles, almost like cookies, baking them for a short time, and then stacking them up kind of like pancakes.
Okay.
So we're going to start with the dough. This is 3 sticks of butter.
Do we need all 3?
We need all 3.
Wow. Hopefully I can walk away from the table after this one, that is. Or at least crawl.
Then we will cream with that 3 cups of sugar.
Wow.
It's a lot of sugar.
That is, it's not a little.
That's about 600.
Bless
This
me.
is the side that I wanted to use. We're going to cream this sugar for a couple of minutes to get it nice and fluffy.
I like that we're starting off slower.
Yes, see, it's getting closer now. It's moved beyond the looking like wet sand stage and is getting fluffier.
Yeah. Why does it do that?
So the crystal shape of the sugar actually cuts through the fat globules of the butter and incorporates air in there, so it gets lighter and fluffier as the air gets trapped between the fat.
Wow.
All right, we'll let this rest for a minute. I want you to crack 1 egg at a time in the bowl, and then we'll add them 1 at a time. Adding these eggs 1 at a time allows the emulsifying protein in the yolk to combine with the butter.
Emulsify. I'm familiar with that word.
It's that good school education you got.
Oh yeah. Yolk, butter, emulsify. All words I heard throughout school.
Yes.
Suspension. See the principle.
All right. Okay, now we have a ½ tablespoon of vanilla that you can pour in.
Oh, well, thank you.
Now, as best you can, I'm going to have you whisk the baking powder, baking soda, and salt into this flour. I know this is a lot of flour in a small bowl, so just kind of get it in as well as you can.
I will get it in and all of it out.
Yes.
None of it will end up in the bowl, I'm sure.
That's good enough for this. Classic creaming method, we have combined butter and sugar, eggs in here, and now we will alternate dry ingredients and wet ingredients. So about 1/3 of this will go into the bowl. This will be a thick dough, but we are going to add now half of the buttermilk. Now some more flour. Yes, you can pour the rest of that buttermilk in. And we still have the rest of this flour to add. Go for it.
Is this what all cake looks like before I eat it?
Definitely not. This is a very thick dough because these are more like cookies.
Okay.
Most cake batter is pourable. This is definitely a dough rather than a batter. We're gonna set this aside to let it hydrate while we deal with the apples.
Okay.
Okay, so we have rehydrated, dehydrated apples that we will now put into a food processor and puree. You ready for the magic?
Oh, I mean, I suppose so.
Press that start button.
Okay. Is that what happens inside of me whenever I'm
Yes.
food processing? That's why my stomach growls.
Yes.
It's just the noise of the food processor.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. Huh. Okay, that's a lot of apple bits. So now I'm going to put this in a bowl.
Tastes like apples. You can tell that at some point during their lifetime, they went through some serious suffering, but they recovered. If it's gonna be living in this house, it's gotta follow these rules, okay? Get a job. I've been hearing that one a lot.
So Josh, you're going to add this brown sugar. I believe that's 1.5 cups of brown sugar and these spices. Now I want you to smell these spices before we add them.
Okay. It smells like World Market.
Okay, but you like how much clove there is of that?
I guess. I don't know which one is clove.
And the allspice.
It certainly isn't no spice.
Sprinkle that on top.
I definitely dropped some. That's exactly what I was nervous I would end up doing. It smells really good all mixed together.
It does.
Oh, voice crack.
So I see a lot of plain apples down here.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna set this aside and we're going to make our cake layers. Now comes the tricky and very interesting part
Okay.
of rolling out dough to 1/4 inch thickness. We're gonna use those dough guides to do it.
Yeah, okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Well, I guess I shouldn't pick up what you're putting down.
Then we are going to cut it into circles and bake them.
Okay.
I'm gonna give us another sheet of baking paper to roll between.
Oh, wow.
This is the easiest birthday cake I've ever made for you. You're doing all the work.
Oh my gosh, it's not rolling super well.
It's not.
Bring it forward. Oh wait, I was supposed to start in the middle.
So then, look what we have. Oh, I'm not sure if we'll be able to get 2 full ones out of this. So this will come out a little firm like a cookie, and then the apples will actually give it the moisture it needs to make it a cake.
Huh.
All right, so we have a 10-inch circle of dough that we're going to bake at 350 for about 8 minutes.
Okay. Yay! That took a little bit. How many of these are we making?
10 layers.
Crazy weather. You know, one day it's sunny, the next day it's sunny again. I mean, you never know what's gonna happen.
Ideally, we'd fit 2 of these on a pan, but. So this came out of the oven round and flat. It's very slightly brown and it smells good, but we've noticed that we don't have enough dough to even make 8 layers, let alone 10. Even multiplying the recipe by 1.5 times, we're not getting anywhere near the number of layers that we're supposed to. So we're going to trim it to the smaller 8-inch size.
Okay.
And cut our further discs to that size as well. So Josh, we have 9 layers to put together. We have 9 thin layers of cake-like cookie things.
Okay.
We have 6 cups of minced apples with spices. We are going to build this inside a ring. So we're going to put the ring down on our cake plate. So we're putting parchment paper down in the ring, and then we're putting a ring of acetate, some clear plastic around the edge so we can build up and push against that. Then we put down 1 layer of cookie in the bottom, and this is where I'm going to have you construct. All right, so this is a 3/4 cup scoop that you're going to fill up with apple filling, and then spread evenly all the way to the edges of this ring.
Do I want to like pack this in?
I would.
Okay.
All right, next layer goes down in the thing.
If you say so. You know, I will be the generous nephew and let you do this. No!
I'll rinse it off.
Okay. Ooh, almost threw this onto the cake. I think in the future, I'm just gonna scoop it out.
Well, Josh, I made your first birthday cake and several since then. And I'm just thrilled to get to make your 18th with you.
For my first birthday?
Yes.
Wow. What was it then?
A fish.
That doesn't sound like cake.
All right, we'll continue layering and then it'll be ready for your party tomorrow.
Yay!
Yay!
Exciting.
Thanks for making a cake with me.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So what'd I miss?
Well, it's done now.
So we get to like cut into it, eat it?
No, we can't cut into this till his party tomorrow.
All right, I'll be back tomorrow.
After it's been in the fridge all night, you can take off the acetate and you can decorate it a little bit with some powdered sugar, maybe a little garnish, and you can really see those layers. Also, 18 candles looks like they're gonna burn the house down. The cake itself is actually not very sweet, and most of the sweetness comes from that filling. Luckily, there's tons and tons of layers of filling, and you just make sure you get both on your fork. It's delicious.